I spent about $55,000, $60,000 on Facebook ads and made back about $350,000.
Wow.
I would be really surprised if you could show me anyone in the investing world that 6x'd their money last year, other than, maybe like Elon Musk, maybe, because he just invested in his own self. Going to Mars. I don't know. Like you're not going to 6x your money anywhere else. I will say, again, just like anything else, you have to take time to learn it. How many times have we shared the after picture without sharing how long the journey was? This is something that if you are willing to fall on your face, you can do it. The question is, are you willing to get back up? My name is Josh, and I'm your push coach. I'm the #1 best-selling author of F Leadership, and for the last 6 years, I've helped over 40,000 entrepreneurs to take ownership of their businesses and create tangible results that have changed their businesses and lives forever. Let's dive in. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Josh. I'm your push coach, and I'm so excited to hang out with you for Season 2, Episode 2. I'm here with my host, Ashley Buchert. How you doing, friend?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me again.
You're more than welcome. So Ashley is literally one outfit at a time, changing the algorithm for Josh.
Yes.
One
That's what I'm here
outfit at
for.
a time.
That's what I'm here for.
I always joke that no one cares what I wear. No one.
They do. It's just they can't wear it. And so your audience is mostly women.
Fine.
So let's just say great idea to bring a woman on.
Episode 3, I'm wearing women's clothes just to see.
More people will show up already.
I just want to see
great.
if someone will be like, oh my God, where'd you get those leggings? No,
I've got some bell bottoms.
They're going to be like,
in
please
mind.
cover up those leggings, bro. Cover up your leggings. So anyways, in episode 1 of season 2 was the first one Ashley joined me for. We got a little intro to her. So if you haven't caught that yet on iTunes,
on all the platforms,
Spotify, YouTube, and IGTV. I really had to think about that for a second. I don't know
so
where
many.
my brain was going. Anyways, make sure you check out episode 1 where we talked about basically just celebrating your journey and not comparing it to everyone else's journey, not allowing yourself to go down the rabbit hole of comparison, which really is like the thief
of joy.
So anyways, we're here. We're going to bring on someone that we're going to chat with here in just a minute. But we have another personal question from someone in the audience.
Oh, we do.
Someone in the audience, because the audience is just full out there of people.
Yes. Luckily, I know that question, so I'll just ask it.
Okay,
cool. Yeah? Okay. So they would like to know, what is your favorite instrument and why?
Ooh, what is my favorite instrument? So that's a really good question. So when I was 15 years old, I was at church, brought a friend with me. And this was back before everyone had professional rock bands at their church. Okay. So we showed up to youth group, and basically what happened is we had a CD that played, and then my brother got up with a microphone and sang along with it.
Oh.
And then we just sang along.
Yeah, karaoke style days.
Real cheesy.
Yes.
Real cheesy, but this was the 90s, right? Not everyone had 1,000 guitars and stages and smokes and lights and stuff. So I brought this kid with me. And he was like, hey, dude, I play the guitar. You should totally learn the drums, and then we'll have a praise and worship band. For those that don't grow up in Oklahoma and don't know what a praise and worship band is.
I do. I definitely know what that is.
How we start off church.
Yes.
In the Midwest is someone's got to put on a rock show and sing about Jesus for 30 minutes and have smoke and lights. So anyways, he was like, if you learn the drums, we're going to. So I was like, okay, I'll learn. What kid doesn't want to learn the drums, right?
Yes.
So there was an extra set of drums sitting around at the church. Asked the pastor if I could take it home to learn. Took it home. Got a kid to come over, show me a few things. Learned. Then I moved to Missouri. They already had a drummer. I was like, well, what's sitting around that nobody's using? They said, we got a bass. Took the bass home. Learned the bass.
Dang.
Then I was like, I really want to write songs. I love songwriting. So that's actually why I learned the guitar. Most of the bands that I played in, after 23, was all guitar and singing and stuff. Okay. So this is a hard question for me because the guitar and the drums are both babies. If you look around my office, I have
a million.
I have 6 guitars, and then there's 2 in my closet.
Oh.
I also have 2 drum sets out there in the playroom.
I saw the closet with the drums whenever you showed me your house, and I was like,
yeah.
Whoa.
Closet with the drums, and then 2 drum sets in the playroom.
Wow.
But if I have to pick, it's so hard because the guitar is okay, I have some emotions that I want to just get out.
Right.
just like my in-ear that just keeps coming out. I hope I have a good editor for this show because I'm just every 2 minutes having get in my brain and stay. Okay. The guitar is like my emotional place. It's like if you're like John Foreman, who was the lead singer of Switchfoot, said, if I'm having a great day, I take my wife out for dinner. If I'm having a shitty day, I write a song. So guitar is almost like a therapeutic instrument for me. It's like where I really really soak in before I learned personal development. I didn't know how else to handle my emotions. So that was what I went to. But the thing about the drums is there's no key that you have to know. You don't have to know the chord progression. You don't have to know the guitar riff. You literally just, once you learn the drums, you learn enough beats. Any song that I've ever heard in my life, I could sit down at a drum set and play right now.
Oh, wow.
I cannot do that with the guitar.
Okay.
The guitar, I have to take several hours to learn all the different riffs or licks or whatever. And even then, I'm still not the best at that. So if you're hey, Josh, let's get together and jam, drums. I'm give me the drums. Because I can sit down, drink a coffee, get all hyped up, and just go crazy on the drums. Where if it's hey, let's jam on the guitar, I'm well, what key are we in? What's the chord? and the thing is, I learned the guitar so that I could write music, not so I could learn everyone else's music. So sometimes I get around other musicians, I'm kind of insecure about it because they're oh, do you know this song? Oh, I'm no, I know all the music that I wrote. I didn't want to be a cover band.
Yeah.
So. Long version, I guess, is the drums.
Okay.
Because I can just jam on the drums anytime.
Less thought that goes into it. Just get to express yourself.
Yep. That was probably the longest personal answer I've ever given in my life.
No, it's fine.
But it was a fun story, right?
Yeah. And everyone can find some relatability to that. Are you still there?
Are you still listening? We're gonna really
did we lose you?
Really have to check out episode 2 and see when everyone stopped listening. It's minute 2, gone. Everybody's gone. Okay, so anyways, we're gonna jump in. I did want to mention. I forgot to mention this on last.
Oh yes.
This book. So I wrote this book just for you. Yes, you, the person watching or listening right now. This book is called F Leadership: How to Motivate and Mentor Your Team to Success. You can grab a free copy at joshcoates.com. I'm giving these away. If you're inside the US, we will ship it to you. You just have to pay shipping. If you're outside of the US, there's a link there you can click on and get a free audiobook.
Yeah.
And either way, it comes with $100 in instant downloads.
Oh.
Did you know that?
No.
Sorry.
And I'm reading it right now, by the way.
I gave you one
it's
in
great.
person, so it didn't come with the extra downloads because I just gave it to you in person. So
okay, well.
You got a worse deal.
It's a great book. I'm reading it right now.
Anyways, we've got someone coming on to join us today. We're doing a behind the curtain episode. I cannot wait to meet our guest. Are you there? Can you hear us?
Yes, I'm here.
There she is.
Hi, friend. How are you?
Hi, everybody. I'm Courtney Wingate. I have been in network marketing for about 4.5 years now, on top of also being a full-time director of development for a nonprofit. So I am working 2 businesses simultaneously, and have really witnessed a difference in my sales and other people's sales that are in the same business that I'm in. And yes, I've been comparing myself, and that's been really difficult for me because I feel like there is no reason why I should not be hitting those really large numbers also. And I'm not sure what I need to be doing to either find a new funnel for my sales clients or where I should be going with that.
Cool. So first of all, thank you for sharing all that. I appreciate it so much. A couple things that I want to run by you. Okay, so we've got 2 things. I'm gonna take some notes here on my phone. One, we've got other people crushing it, me not so much. Okay?
Correct.
And then 2, we've got I need a new funnel of recruits, right? So I want to make sure we hit up both of these things because I do believe that everything at its root starts in here. So we have to address that first, or honestly, I could teach you how to build a new funnel right now. Wouldn't matter because you'd still be stuck in your head about the fact that everyone else has something that you don't, right? So we got to start there. And then I do want to talk about a little bit of building a pipeline to bring people in that's going to help you long term to hit some of the numbers that you really want to hit. But first thing, let's just talk about this, okay? You said everyone else in my company is hitting these crazy numbers. Is that true or false?
That is false.
That is very false.
I think it's the people that are in my direct sphere that I'm that I'm trying to push myself along with.
Yeah.
And that's been difficult.
Now, let me ask you this. If I put you in a group full of people where you were the highest performer and everyone else was like sucking it up, and you were just like what you're currently doing was 10 times better than everyone else, okay? How would you feel?
Get me out of that room.
Yes.
I need to see different people.
I'm so glad
Level
you
up.
answered that way. I'm so glad, because that is such a, like, I think all of us want so badly to be at the top of the room for the sake of our ego. But the reality is, when we're in the right room, we should feel exactly how you feel right now. When we're in the right room, whoop, team call, snooze. Oops, I hit snooze instead of stop. Whatever. Maybe do not disturb. I don't know. You can hang on to that.
Sorry about
It'll be fine. It's okay. So maybe here's what I really want to work on right now is, instead of saying everyone else in the room is crushing it, what's wrong with me? I want you instead to reframe that and say, oh my God, I'm in the right room because these people are challenging me to find my next level. Do you feel that just shift in
Definitely.
energy? And
I have already felt that being part of one of your groups. I definitely feel like I am with the people that are going to help me to push.
Yeah.
And I think for me, it's like, where do I begin to get to that next level?
Yes. Okay. So as long as we got our headspace clear, okay, and the energy is no longer scarcity, it's abundance. And instead of why is everyone great and why do I suck, instead it's like, I'm so happy that they're great so that I can learn from them. Okay. As long as we're in that headspace, now let's talk about marketing. Okay, because it really just comes down to marketing. And my 3-part marketing strategy is this simple: expand, engage, convert. Expand means find new people. Engage means build a relationship with them / influence. And then convert means get them to say yes. Like, get them to sign up, right? That's really as simple as marketing is. And everyone tries to overcomplicate it because we have so many Instagram strategies of follow this many people, do this. So like we try to make it complicated. It's kind of like, to me, business is a lot like religion. We try to take something that's so simple and make it really complicated so we can have more rules to follow. At the end of the day, like, I don't know what anyone else's religion is, but my religion is Jesus, okay? And Jesus said, love God, number 1. Love your neighbor as yourself. Everything else will be good. Like, just do those 2 things. And if you do those 2 things, the whole law will be taken care of. But we as humans are like, that's not really good enough.
Need to overcomplicate.
Like, what are we supposed to look like? What are we supposed to sound like? Like, is it okay if we do this? Is it like we want more answers than what really matter? And in my opinion, we kind of do the same thing with business.
Yeah.
We do the same thing with health. Ashley is a fitness coach.
Yep.
Teaches like 30 classes, 70 classes, 80 classes a week. She works with people.
He's giving the wrong impression. That's not true.
It's not true. I just like to tease her. But it's just like in every arena of life, we find that it's really, if you just bring it down to its basics, it's so simple, and everyone wants to overcomplicate it, right?
Yes.
So let's break it down to something really, really, really simple, okay? You want to get more people joining your team, correct? You want to get a bigger downline, okay? So expand, engage, convert. What are you currently doing to find new people specifically for the sake of joining your team?
So right now, I actually, for the first time, I went off on a limb and I hired a virtual assistant to help, because that's one thing for making new connections. So working full time, I have to manage my time super, super carefully. So I hired someone that would help me to connect with other people. Right. So she's helping me with those connections. But now the other thing that I'm kind of struggling with is, one, I am building out a website for my team.
Okay.
And 2, so I go back and forth with this, because I hear a lot of people are doing, free groups where they offer their value there. Yeah. But I almost think that for me, having a website or like a landing page might be more helpful down the line, because it's less maintenance. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just trying to manage my time super carefully.
Okay, so let's talk about both of these options. I've done both of them. I agree with both of them. I think both are great. Okay, I don't think there's a wrong answer right here. I think the answer is number one, what makes the most sense for your specific journey, and or number two, what can we automate and outsource? Okay, so I love that you brought up the fact that you have a virtual assistant. I have 4. I don't know what I would do without them.
I have 1. You need it.
I have 4 plus a co-host now because I can't even open up a call on my own. Like she gets things flowing for me. So I just find holes and then I find people that can fill those holes so that I can stick to doing what I'm the best in the world at. Yep. And I'm not the best in the world at very many things. It's just 1 or 2 things, but I'm going to own those 1 or 2 things and surround myself with enough people that can really fill the gaps to get where I want to go without having to become all of the people. Does that make sense? Yeah, it does. And that's where it's because it becomes so overwhelming because all of a sudden you realize it's okay, I have all of these different things to do and I've gotten to the point where I just can't do it all by myself anymore. Yep. Yeah. So I would recommend taking on one project at a time and asking yourself, what's the thing that I can probably knock out the quickest and have up and going and working for me the quickest. And this is why I love Facebook groups, because literally you could go into Canva, make a cover photo today, you got a free group. Right? You can put that in your Linktree link over on Instagram. You can put it on the tagline of all of your emails. PS, that's a little bit of a marketing pro hack. Always, always, always PS on all of your emails with the thing you're trying to drive people to. But basically, you just plug this thing everywhere. Mm-hmm. And what I would recommend is come up with a content schedule. So Mondays, we share motivation. Wednesdays, we ask everybody for what's their favorite place to buy pants. Dude over here, so I'm trying, but you can get more creative than that, right? Fridays, what are you doing this weekend? Mm-hmm. So just a scheduled plan that allows you to sit down once a month and basically write up 3 unique things for the week for that whole month, right? So literally in 15 minutes you can create the content for your free group, and then you have your virtual assistant oversee the group. Kind of like what we do with customer groups sometimes, which that's another thing you can do, is have your virtual assistant oversee the customer group just to make sure people feel like they're not commenting to no one. No one wants to comment on the post if no one even takes the time to like it or comment on it, right? So take a VA, have your VA basically take your posts, schedule them out, and then check in with the group regularly. And then you could do a once a month live if you wanted to, just to create some extra live energy and hype. You use that free group anytime you want to plug something. You don't want to do that every day, but you can do that every couple of weeks, right? You can use that free group to have some type of a webinar or sneak peek into the business opportunity or something like that. And again, you just be sending people that are crazy. Okay.
I will speak on what I do currently. I'm huge on stories. I think that's where I get the most engagement personally for my business. And every single day I will have some kind of poll, question, something that gives me a group of people to follow up with the next day. And that can be your virtual assistant's job is they can follow up with those people that said yes to whatever you, and it doesn't even have to be about what you're doing in your network marketing business, but it allows them to feel closer to you. And then the more they trust you and feel closer to you, you have something to go on for a conversation after that. So I never leave a story behind. Once a day, I'm did I do a poll? Did I do something that gets people in that quote unquote funnel?
Yeah, and Ashley is great on stories. So definitely check out Ashley with a double E. ASHLEE.
No, why?
E-E.
Buchert.
Buchert. Buchert, also known as Boucher.
Yes, to sound more sophisticated.
That's our ongoing.
We like the French
That's our
terminology.
Ongoing joke.
Yes.
So that's something that you can do. And then I will say, the landing page thing is a little more time consuming. Mm-hmm. Okay. This is something that I spent basically the tail end of 2019 learning how to do myself, as far as, anyone can make a sales page, but it's another thing to build a whole pipeline. Yeah. Pipeline is okay, we're going to ask you to opt in, give you something for free. And then that's going to lead to some type of an upsell on a thank you page. Mm-hmm. And then it's also going to lead to some type of an automated email that over 4 or 5 email sequences tries to sell you into the thing that I actually want to offer to you. Okay. That's something that takes a little bit more time. Mm-hmm. And that's one of those things that I recommend. Either You give yourself 3 to 6 months to learn it, just one step at a time. Or again, you outsource it to someone who already knows how to do that stuff. Now, I will say when it comes to things like landing pages, emails, all that kind of stuff, it costs a lot more because the people who do that kind of stuff are like, they're doing some next level stuff. Anybody can manage a Facebook group for you. You know what I mean? Like you could pay your 12-year-old kid to manage a Facebook group for you. So I just want to throw that out there so that all of our listeners can like get a feel for that. Like if you're wanting to outsource the landing page into the thank you page into the email automations, that's going to cost a couple $1,000s to like outsource that, and maybe more than a couple $1,000s. Or you can do what I did, which is take 3 to 6 months and learn it yourself 30 minutes a day. Like that's what I did, just 30 minutes a day. I'm going to watch this until I figure it out, so that, because for me, I just saw it as like a staple part of my business. Like if I could learn this, I could basically drive traffic like crazy. I already knew how to use Facebook ads. Okay, so you take Facebook ads and you partner it with something like an automated pipeline, and now all of a sudden, I spend 30 minutes a day being a nerd, just looking at my numbers to see how much money I made off of people clicking. It's like kind of like a game.
What are your thoughts about the Facebook ads?
What are your thoughts about?
My thoughts are that I love them.
Yeah.
My thoughts,
are they worth it, you think?
My thoughts are is in 2020, I spent about $55,000-$60,000 on Facebook ads and made back about $350,000.
Wow.
So that's my thoughts.
Yeah.
Wow.
I 6x'd my
Proof's in the
money.
pudding.
I would be really surprised if you could show me anyone in the investing world that 6x'd their money last year, other than, maybe like like Elon Musk, maybe, because he just invested in his own self. No. Going to Mars. I don't know. Like you're not going to 6x your money anywhere else. I will say again, just like anything else, you have to take time to learn it. I do have an ads training over on my website, joshcoates.com. It's like $99, and I teach how to use ads. I do it differently than everyone else. I'll take a couple minutes and explain it, just so like everyone kind of have this. What a lot of people do is they set up ads and they're like, okay, cool. I heard that if I just set up this ad and put $1,000 on it, it'll get 1 million clicks and I'll make $1 million. And that's, first of all, false. Second of all, the wrong approach, because remember what I said. I said expand, engage, convert. My goal is never to skip the steps of expand and engage, because that's not how relationships works,
right,
and it's not how sales work. So a lot of people throwing out ads to the internet just like, hey, if I just have the right copy, so you like experiment with copy like 30 times, and like no matter what you do, people aren't buying shit from you. It's because they don't know who you are. Like, why would I buy something from someone if I don't even know who you are? Unless just happens to be the right pair of sunglasses or the right, like whatever, right? But that's just such a risk in my opinion. So I spend a lot of money on either getting people to just engage with a motivational post that I know people just like, okay? And or driving people to my page to get free stuff. Because like free doesn't feel like a sale. It just like feels like...
Right, something's in it for them.
Yeah, so like my book, for instance, I run ads and I do mess around with the copy. I do mess around with the images. I do mess around with the videos to get like the right sequence that people will click on. But the reality is it's something I'm giving you, okay? While you're there, then I have some type of like order bump or something that allows you to spend money if you want to, but there's like not pressure to, right? Yeah. Then I have some type of like regular live events, like my free webinars, my free workshops that I put on, and I retarget all of the traffic from my free shit to another free thing that happens to be live where I can give a sales pitch.
And then they get to know you during that live. So now they're like, oh, I know this guy now. Yes, I like his energy.
Exactly. So by the time people show up to my webinar, a lot of them have already read several chapters of the book. They're already like, oh my God, this guy knows what he's talking about. And he's given a free workshop, another free. Like, why would I not, right? So then they show up on the free workshop and they get like a whole hour to like learn something from me to prove like I'm the guy who can help you solve problems. And then at the end of my webinars, I just close like crazy because I've spent a lot of time, again, expanding and engaging, not trying to just convert. And to me, that's where people get ads wrong. Again, they're just trying to drive people to a page to get them to sign up to buy your product or sign up to join your team, but they don't know who you are. So I've been working on adding this word to my expand, engage, convert formula, and that word is influence. So the second I can expand, and let me just explain, like, there's it's not that the other way is wrong. I just want to show you how this way is better. Okay? You can go follow 100 people on Instagram today and pray to God that 20 of them follow you back, which you should do. Like everyone should be doing any extra tool they can, right? But the reality is that those 20 people that followed you back, you're just the girl on Instagram. Like that's it. That's all you are, right? The second I give you something free that adds value and puts me in the position of more of like the expert, you're now following me with me as the influencer versus me as the friend who also wears cool leggings.
Right.
Do you see the difference there? So like
Huge.
every relationship that I have on Instagram, and the reality is my followers is not crazy, my engagement is not crazy, but every relationship I have is because they see me as the expert in their life. And so every single person on my page, 23,000 people on Instagram see me as their expert versus some people driving traffic and getting a following so that maybe 50,000 people can see you as their best friend. I don't personally purchase products from my best friend. I purchase products from the people I see as experts in my life. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And that's kind of the goal of the Facebook group too, is I'm putting you in here where I'm creating value. I'm teaching things like, in other words, like Ashley teaches a fitness class. When people show up to the fitness class, she's the expert just because of where she's at in the room. Like the reality is she might not know as much, even though she actually does. Okay. But like in a normal situation, you don't know if the person at the front of the room knows more than you do. All you know is they're at the front of the room, so you follow. I
read this in a book, and I wish I could name the book. Expert Secrets. That's the book.
Yes.
And it said you just have to be one chapter ahead of everybody else.
Yes.
That's it.
Right.
Read one chapter ahead. Know a little bit more than that other person, and you're the expert. And I was like, oh, more people need to hear that. My gosh.
Right. But you do have to position yourself as the person who has that chapter, right? Because otherwise, I just feel like too many people are trying way too hard to only build friend relationships on social media. And again, like more followers is more followers. It's more people to talk to. It's not a bad thing, but it takes a lot longer to take someone from I also like your leggings to do you want to give me money? Yeah. Versus, oh my God, I love this free training that you did. Where can I get more? Right. See the difference in that relationship?
Adding value.
Yes. So
that's where it's at.
That was like a lot to throw at you. Hopefully everyone listening got like some awesome nuggets out of that. But basically you just got to decide like where you're going to build out more people, okay? But in addition to more people, ask yourself, where can I build a place where I get more people that see me as the expert? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm writing it down.
Beautiful. Any follow-up questions to that?
Building out these funnels is going to be really important for my business. I know it already because this is where, you know, my warm market is done. I've already been seen by everyone, and I really do need to break into that new level of you know, not knowing who all those people are that are following me. So this is helpful.
Well, I'm so proud of you. I really, really am, because for a lot of people, their fear of success kind of comes from this place of, I don't ever want to get to the point where I don't know everyone's name. And the way I've always responded to that was, if you know everyone's name that you make a difference in the life of, you're not making much of a difference. Like, how many people does Martin Luther King Jr. know the name of? I mean, like, probably not very many in comparison to how many people he actually influenced, right? So, like, that's, to me, like, that's a measure of influence. It's a measure of making an impact in the world. Is, do you reach more people than you can keep up with? And if so, then you're making a difference. And if not, you're probably just trying to stay safe and comfortable, and you're not actually helping very many people. So kudos to you for figuring that out. Thank you so much for being on the show today. We appreciate it so much.
Thank you so much.
You're more than welcome. So to all of our listeners out there, first of all, I just want to remind you where you can find Ashley over on Instagram.
Ashley with 2 E's, Buchert, Buchert. So
Ashley
I'm on
with 2 E's.
Facebook and Instagram as just my first and last name.
And Instagram.
Yep.
Super simple. Of course, don't forget you can grab a free copy of F Leadership at joshcoates.com. If you're in the U.S., I'll get you a paperback. If you're outside of the U.S., I will get you an audiobook with $100 of free downloads. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being here, Ashley.
Thanks for having me.
You're so much fun.
Appreciate it.
Isn't she so much fun? I think someone should just definitely leave a comment. In the last video, I kind of begged people.
Yeah, you did.
To like,
it's kind of desperate.
to tell me something kind about my cool jacket that I was wearing.
This one's really cool.
Do you like this one too?
I like
this one's a corduroy. This one's from H&M.
Yes, we talked about that
like
too. H&M is like for the guys.
H&M's pretty nice. They got some pretty nice stuff. Yeah. It's a little low quality.
Yeah, but it's also low price.
But they do have some really cool stuff.
Yeah.
But I think that someone should be like, oh my gosh, Ashley, those are the coolest. I think you should show them.
I wore these because Josh was like, don't you wear like bell bottoms or something? And I was like, I got like 5 pair. Yes, that's what I'm showing up in.
Bell bottoms are rad.
I love them.
Some people
are like flares.
Some
as
people
they
are
call
like,
them
what's
today.
up with these bell bottoms making a comeback?
They're back in.
I'm just like, dude, anything from the 70s can make
they're
a
cool
comeback.
Again.
Like, let's do that again. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Bell bottoms and bodysuits.
We're going to shut down this video and probably take like 40,000 hilarious pictures and videos.
Have to show up on Instagram to see the behind the scenes.
Yes, don't forget. Instagram, YouTube is where you're going to see the video stuff. Of course, you'll still get the audio on iTunes and Spotify. Don't forget to make sure and share this with your team. Leave a review on iTunes if you want to see behind the scenes stuff. If you want to see Ashley's awesome bell bottoms and maybe a cool jacket from me, make sure you check out the video on YouTube and Instagram TV. Love you guys so much. Have an amazing day, and we'll see you on the next episode.
A wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Am I going to do like lay back and like,
You do whatever you want to do, Ash. Whatever you want to do, but either way, we're going to video it.
We're rock stars. Yeah, you know what rock star is.
I need to pick up the mic. Twirling around.
Oh, look. That's good. The wave in my pants.
That is insane. It looks like you have... It looks like your legs...
That's our rap dance. Ready? Do it. Rap dance. There we go.
That's not recording. Take 7.
I use every opportunity that you do that to push my back
I know,
in.
right? I hope my editors are really good.
We feel very professional.
We feel super professional.
Super professional.
Definitely need a different earbud, though, because I'm about to, like, shove this through my brain.
I know.
Just to get it to stay in.
We'll just be like, and let's go to the caller. Okay. While you're talking, I'm just going to be like...
That's going to be the best picture ever. They always do that, don't they? They're like, hold on. We're getting... Something's happening in Washington right now, actually. Yeah.
Like, how does he get his hair this way?
How do I get my hair this way is what every guy asks me, all 4 of them. All 4 guys in my groups have wanted to know, Josh, how do you get your hair to look like that?
Yeah.
Which is why I don't talk about it. Talk about Ashley's rad pants and how she's boosting my Instagram engagement every time she shows up in the room. Okay, guys, welcome back to Your Push Coach. My name is Josh. I'm your push coach. I'm here with my incredible co-host, Ashley Buchert.